Hey, Bougiegang, what's going on? Hey, everybody. Oh my God, guys, we have so much to talk about. Oh my goodness. What are you eating for lunch? Guys, I had to take a minute. Sorry I'm late. I was going to change the time, but I'd still be late. So I was like, well, I'm coming. I had to take my medicine. I had to get something to drink. I had to make myself something to eat. The dogs are whining at me. You want to get a smoothie? I made a wassa cracker with cream cheese, everything bagel seasoning, and turkey. I love the wassa crackers because it tastes like extra crispy French bread to me. You know, like when you get extra crispy baguette. Let me let this music play out a minute. You know when you get extra crispy baguettes and they're super duper like crunchy? That's what the multi-grain wassa crackers do. They don't really taste like anything. It's just giving extra crispy baguette. So don't even think cracker. Think like the outside of a baguette. Oh, it's so good. The multi-grain wassa cracker, cream cheese, everything bagel, and roasted turkey. And if you got a little salad from last night, or you make a little side salad to go with it, or put some cucumber, baby, it's so good. Oh my God, it's like my favorite new lunch. Anyway, what you guys doing? Hey everybody. Hey friends. What's going on, guys? Who was here first? Girl, 9:30 in the morning. God bless. Thank you, Sham. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Jasmine Nelson. Thank you so much, guys, getting here like first thing. Thank you. Okay, guys, I kind of want to talk about yesterday. I wanted to talk about some stuff I had tagged on Instagram. Girl, there was so much mess going on. Were you guys getting into the mess of what happened, like what's been happening, like the whole Tisa thing? Um, I did not realize. So yesterday I was watching kind of everybody. I watched Neek. I watched Lovely T. I was watching Armand. He went live for about 20 minutes. I was not on Ratchet TV's feed, but I got on there last night. It was like I had to go to 5 different feeds to figure out what was going on, but Ratchet TV was heckling, I guess is what you might call it. Girl, I was about to say Risa. Girl, Risa Tisa. He was heckling Tisa while she was doing her live. They were like, "You're a liar. Tisa tells lies." Girl, it was bad. Portia, come on. Portia will never let me eat. She always wants to eat my food. Anyway, it was bad. I think Tisa looked like she was about to cry. Did any of you catch it? It was giving tears in her eyes because she had 2 security guards, but what were the security guards supposed to do? You're in a public courtyard. She got a couple of barricades for what I don't know, but they gave her, I guess she got herself behind. I don't know if the men positioned it or not, but I guess her husband, she said someone paid for some security for her for the day, for her to, why not be in a position where people are coming for you? Also, everybody's kind of in one square block around the courthouse. Why not walk away? Why not go to a coffee shop? People are not going to attack you in like a coffee shop. Why don't you what you know what I'm saying? Like you're Portia, you're standing there in the middle of everything and you expect after you just had an argument with two very loud people to not come for you. And then the guy who came from North Carolina beat Gerald, I didn't know Gerald had beef with her too. I was watching Armand last night and I think Gerald got with her upstairs outside the courtroom, and then Ratchet TV came down and got with her because I was Farrah, can you take Portia out of here? Portia is annoying me. Give her a piece of turkey out the refrigerator. Now it's not fair because Lambo doesn't have any. Well, because there's turkey in the refrigerator. You can take them out. Go get a treat. Bye guys. Bye guys. Bye Portia. Bye Lammy. Girl. Last night I went to that guy Gerald's channel. He was girl. This is probably gonna be I'm getting ready to gossip some, okay? So Gerald, I guess, has beef with Armand. Why I don't well, I guess I do know because he explained it last night. But why was Gerald from North Carolina beat? You know, he was hanging out with Sylvia. Of course, Sylvia had to be in the middle of some drama. So apparently, I guess when Gerald showed up this week, him and Armand had history from the past. Did you guys who saw that? Who saw Gerald's video? And apparently yesterday, I don't know, I guess they were supposed to get together. Sylvia and Armand, Sylvia was on the phone with Armand. Armand was, I guess, in Central Park or something. Maybe this wasn't yesterday, but this was sometime this week. Anyway, they end up meeting up. She's like, me and a friend are driving up. You know, Sylvia wasn't driving nowhere because Sylvia was taking the bus. She was with the guy, Gerald. They get to the park. Armand sees Gerald's like, no, I don't fuck with him. Anyway, apparently Armand, according to him, Armand and Sylvia were kind of, I guess everybody was making contacts with each other. You know what I mean? Like it just seemed to be, everybody knew everybody and people were associating, right? I'm not going to say friends or whatever because I don't know all the details of what was going on, but this is this guy's story. Anyway, he said that after Armand caught him and Sylvia together after this meetup, that Armand started kind of not associating with Sylvia anymore. So let's say there's a group of people and you go say hi to everybody and then you just not say hi to Sylvia. Maybe he realized like, okay, we're not really friends anyway. And I'm really not friends with you because turns out you are friends with someone I really don't like. So, oh my God, the story's crazy. Right. So he decided to distance himself. And if Armand knows what we know and has spent any time researching infamous Sylvia on YouTube, he would know that she's extremely messy. And wherever Sylvia goes, she's going to get involved in at least 1 to 2 messy situations. Right. Okay. I'm not going to go into everything Gerald was talking about because, baby, I'm just not even going to repeat it. But it was very, if you just type in North Carolina beat, it's going to say Gerald, the baddest blogger. And it's funny because he spells it BLAW, maybe GGRS or something, or GA, something like that. And his video, he put up a video yesterday, and he was sitting in a cafe, and for 45 minutes he just he, it was entertaining. That's all I'm going to say. Um, this was a messy situation. I dropped the link. Does anybody have any comments? Manny Fresh, she stays in mess. Let me pin this. Hold on. Let me pin this up. About the verdict, about what happened yesterday, the baby oil showers. So yesterday I was watching Armand's channel and he spent the first, I don't want to say the first half, but it was like the first, 15, 20 minutes kind of explaining. He was a little bit upset at what the tagline was reading about how it went down with the more oil. And I thought it was funny. Hold on, where's my comment? Oh, there it is. I feel like this is the one thing. That's the beauty of being independent. Um, Being independent, working for yourself, people are going to forget. Maybe some people are not going to forget that you took your shirt off and got doused with oil and people did what they did. It was funny. I think that it was a tremendous release for the people who were out there in the rain and the heat and the funk and all of the things for 2 months, for them to be able to be outside and have a fun relief. Okay. Was it the most, was it something that, when you're watching, okay, let me show you guys, because there was a couple things. There was a girl, they were doing a CNN report. There was a lady, she was watching CNN, and she was watching a CNN report. The CNN person was giving an update, and then you see people in front of the federal building, and you see someone stopping, someone's taking some pictures, and then Armand's walking by and someone stops him and he doesn't have his shirt on and he's like doused in oil. It was pretty funny. Now I felt like obviously he had a good time with it. And a good time with it is, there wasn't any point in doing it if you weren't going to have a good time with it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just let it go. At this point, don't be, it happened. You know what I'm saying? This was a moment in time. Um, Hold on a second. Cause I saved a bunch of, clips on Instagram that I was like, I'm so happy they're mad at another CC making money while they whine and complain and fall asleep during their live. You talking about Silver girl? I'm going with you guys' nickname. I'm a Blabbermouth. You talking about Blabbermouth? Before I went on live, she's doing a whole live stream right now about how much money some people made versus other people didn't make. I saw plenty of people not pick a side. I saw plenty of people who gave their update recap for the day. This was a good day for the prosecution. This was a bad day for the defense, or this was a good day for the defense, bad day for prosecution. I saw plenty of people excuse me, give their opinion, and then some people not give their opinions, like maybe, or give their opinion in a way like, okay, this today's testimony weighed heavy on the defense, or it wasn't favorable. So instead of saying it was a good day for this one, a bad day for that one, they might say this was an excellent witness for the prosecution. It delivered what they were trying to get across. There's a way to deliver the information without being too biased. You know what I'm saying? Even for myself, I'm gonna say I tried to, Bad Boy has been part of like the culture, and I feel like Diddy put himself in a position, and I'm also okay with him getting whatever he got and whatever he deserves. I don't necessarily have too much of an opinion about what happened. Regarding what happened with him and Cassie, he did not get charged. It didn't come out. There were no the reports that could have been filed weren't filed during the time that it could have been. She took him to court, so she handled it civilly rather than criminally. And I don't have any feelings about it one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? I would feel a way if that was my family, but it's not my family. So and it's not that I don't care to be callous, it's just not my business to care. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things to care about. I can't care about everything. But I do think that had he been charged or a police report was filed, he would have been handled accordingly when it happened. That did not happen. So next best thing, she took him to court. She ended up getting her out of court settlement that was quite hefty. And then she got her settlement from the hotel that was into the shits with their employees. And she got another $10 million. And then she got another opportunity because the federal government took interest in it and they wanted to drag him. And they used this particular situation to try to handle him. And they did, right? They didn't get everything that they wanted, but they got enough to make him sit down for some years, and it is what it is. I don't you know what I'm saying? I don't really have any feelings about it. It's bad for him, but when he was breaking the law, he knew he was breaking the law. But as far as I don't have all of those, oh, he's a this, he's a that. I don't have any feelings like that about this particular situation. um you know, I feel like it was fair. I feel like what happened was fair. He got the charges that actually made the most sense, and I think I even said that I wasn't sure that this jury was going to give what they wanted it to give, and I wasn't 100% sure, especially when we started to hear the feedback. I didn't know that I wasn't 100% sure he was going to get convicted. And I think it's almost like if they had been able to split it down the middle, that's basically, the prostitution. Yes. Was he trafficking them? It wasn't able to be proved by the jury, because I think that just as much as you have to look at trafficking and what trafficking is comprised of, when you have people who are showing up every single time, and that could be an indicator of the abuse. And I know that this triggers a lot of people who've had trauma with that, and that could be the reason why they showed up every single time. But the law, based on applying it to the law, and these are some 12 independent people who had to apply the situation to the law, probably couldn't take that into account. People on the streets can have feelings and thoughts and this is wrong and blasé and all the things, but that's not what was in that jury deliberation, right? So that's how we got to where we are. But I thought it was fair. I really did. I think it's fair. I think the people that want him to go to jail should be happy because he's going to jail. And the people that wanted him to be acquitted, well, he got acquitted of the most serious charges, and he's not going to spend the rest of his life in jail. So I feel like it's a good day. The system worked, even though maybe the system wasn't necessarily fair, because I'll give you my opinion on this one part. I do feel like Cassie is salty and she's still mad, and I'm not going to say she doesn't love her husband or anything like that. My opinion is she's probably still focused on the wrong thing, because if I was aggrieved by my ex and dragged and all those kind of things, what happened to my computer? Oh, if I got dragged by my computer, dragged by my ex-boyfriend, and I've been married for 10 years, and I'm just having my third baby, I got cut a check for $20 million and then another check for 10, I wouldn't even be thinking about that guy. Oh, you want me to come testify? Sure. Or maybe no, I don't have enough time to do that. I'm pregnant and I don't want to participate. But she did. She had time and she came and she wanted to be heard. Like she said, she wanted to be heard. She wanted to be seen. And I don't mean seen as in showboat. She wanted him to see her. She felt like less of a person because of what happened to her. And I get it because it sounds extremely traumatic what happened to her. So she got her moment to not only get compensated, have her story heard, have her story acknowledged. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, hun. She got, she, I feel like Cassie got full reparations. This man is going to jail. Now, she had to be looked at as a prostitute to get it, but baby, he's being charged as a whole entire John. Okay, a whole trick. She's the prostitute in this whole thing, if you will, right? And the men. Even though the prostitutes didn't get any charges. So Cassie, I feel like has gotten all she should feel like she's been made whole to me. He's going to jail. He's been scrutinized. His nasty fetishes have been exposed. His family has been broken up temporarily till he can get back. His money has been impacted. He has been dragged. She has gotten paid. Everybody got to tell their story. Cassie should be good. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be funny, but Cassie really should be good. Jane, I don't know. Jane didn't get broke off as much as Cassie did, but Cassie should be good. The fact that she wrote that letter yesterday or let her attorney convince her into let's just take this one step further, Diddy's not coming for her. Oh, you think he's going to come for you because he told everybody along with 15 other people that he likes to jack off? Girl, bye. I don't think he cares about that anymore. He probably feels free now because what he was hiding is not a secret anymore. All right, let me tell. So Tony, thank you, boo. Let me. Some people feel real free having their, I don't want to say perversions, but it is a fetish at least. Some people feel very free letting people know what they got going on in the bedroom. And now that it's out, he probably feels super duper free. Thank you, boo boo. Okay, let's see who got a membership. Coffee is brewing. Blue Bear. That 41 okay. Monique F, Nikki Love, Keontae's already been. Thank you, boo. Mealy, I'm free to be me. Okay, that's what Diddy's saying. I'm free to be me. I've got a thing for baby oil. Miss Veronica and Bungie Dungy, you got a membership from our good sis right here, Miss Tony. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Um, Cassie deserved her day. She got it. I'm not saying I'm just how many things I think I listed like 10 things. She has gotten her full reparations. Make no mistake, for some people money does make them whole. But for Cassie, considering she got to tell her story, she sued him and didn't even have to win. They went ahead and settled with her. Like, shall we go on? We all know what Cassie got. Cassie got about 10 different things. Cassie got to be heard. Cassie got to be star of the Let's Prosecute Diddy show. He got prosecuted. Thank you so much. Mom's the boss. Okay, period. Mom's always the boss. 14 months supporting. Thank you. Cassie should feel like she had her moment and had her time to be able to be heard, to be seen, to be acknowledged. She got to fucking drag him. She got to tell everybody about his little dick. She got to tell people what he likes to do, sitting in the corners with the baby oil. She told us about all the STDs, UTIs, all of the things that happen, all of the pain and wars, all of the things, okay? She told us everything. And she did it in front of her husband, which I got to give her some credit on that. I could never have told, like, first of all, I don't have any stories like that, but if I did, I couldn't have told them in front of my husband. That's for sure. And wouldn't have, and would not have. That would have been to the grave, okay? But I think that, I feel like I don't know what else she could need. I mean, she's been to counseling, she's got a nice husband. Um, she got 3 kids. She's maintained her look. She's not all beat up. She looks beautiful. She's rich. She should be very happy now. She has been completely, she's had her time to be able to, get back at least a little bit of, hopefully she's got her self-respect back. There's no price on that. Um, I mean, after she told that story, you would have thought she would have been hiding in a New York hotel with that big 9-month, 10-month belly. Sis was out having dinners, showing up to nice New York restaurants, people outside. Cassie, she was the toast of the town. She's over there like, can you read this text message, please? I'm horny. When is the next freak off? And she's showing up with her husband to have her 3rd baby to New York restaurants. And people are like, Cassie, we love you. She's good. It's 2025. 1989, baby, people would have been like, oh my God, this is horrible. Girl, nobody cares. No, she told her story. We know everything. We know everything and so much more of what we didn't want to know. And I don't know that anybody cares. Nobody's holding it over her. She should feel free. If she doesn't feel free, I hate it for her. But the fact that she got to tell the whole entire story, tell all his business, tell all their business, let people know that it was very fake, very phony, all of the things, I feel like, okay. I think she said she's been in intense therapy, right? She's been intense. First of all, she had to get treated for a drug addiction. She had a real drug addiction, and the fact that she doesn't really look like what she's been through is a blessing. And the fact that she's sitting up here having healthy children, she's got 2 little beautiful girls. I'm hoping that her new baby is, very healthy and all of the things. Cassie has made it through a very bad storm, and good for her. You know what I mean? Very, very good for her, and she's blessed. I would think the best thing for her to do is to just forget about this man. You've gotten enough money to be able to really move on, and not and let this and put this in the wind, and not even let this, you know what I'm saying? You know how J-Lo almost gives you like Diddy who? You know what I'm saying? J-Lo, you would, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that she even knew that man. That's how Cassie needs to be rolling. Who? Live your life. Enjoy your husband and your 3 kids and all that money you got. You know? But anyway, back to the drama of what was going on. Um, I just it was very interesting. There was so much going on. She is definitely a survivor, and I gotta hand it to her. I feel like the fact that she was able to show up and sit there and tell that complete story for all those days, and obviously she knew everything. Like, there was some things like, the whole Kid Cudi thing, like when they said in their opening, in the opening statements about if you feel ways about people cheating and people doing this, and that's not just directed towards Diddy, that's also directed at some of the witnesses, because some of the witnesses were engaged in fuckery too. What's her name? The friend. Was it Mia? Wasn't Mia screwing Diddy too? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So they had to, there were plenty of people involved in some foolishness. And I think it got flushed out. I mean, I really think the jury did a good job. Like, when I think about how they were able to figure it all out, I think they did a good job. I do. I think it was, if he, whatever he gets, he gets. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me pull up my Instagram. This was so funny. Just from the standpoint, but I know our mom was upset last night when he was talking, because I think he felt like the read on the Shenanigans may not have been fair, and he was having a good time, and it, you know what I'm saying, like, people who know, and if you don't know, I guess, you know what I'm saying, you hadn't been here to know what the Shenanigans were about. And he felt like, his supporters who've been into the shenanigans of everything understand what was going on, and those who weren't don't. So, and that's probably fair. Let me do it like this so I can see everything. Okay, that's better. Right. Um Hold on. Okay. So this lady, you can see it, CNN, right? They're giving an update, and then and he reposted it, so obviously he's not mad at it. So this lady is watching CNN for an update, and then you see this guy right here, that's Armand, taking a picture with some people.
Has been convicted of a man count, a prostitution count, and has been detained prior to sentencing.
That was probably right. That was right after the oil.
That seemed to signal some insight.
Because you see him like glistening and shiny right there.
Watching this.
And then there's Lovely T standing on the steps. I mean, you'd have to go to Lovely T's live feed to see her reaction as he's walking up, because you'll just see her reaction. She's smiling and everything. And then, but what you don't see is him. I don't think she showed his whole torso. But he's walking up to her after taking that picture. But then the caption on the person who posted this is not Armand Wiggins with his shirt off on CNN. More oil, more oil.
Judge for the past 8 weeks of how he thinks about things. He wants to do this Armand Wiggins by the law. He's a relatively new judge. He's only been on the bench a few years, and so he's asking the prosecution to give him.
And I mean, the gag is that it was just a live feed in front of the courthouse, but the live feed just so happened to catch this particular scene happening, which was kind of funny.
What they say is the best evidence and examples that this has been done.
So this happened. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't really have any other thoughts about it other than I thought it was funny. I know some people wrote him comments. This was above you. This was below you. This was, I'm surprised. Why would you do such a thing? Blah, 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 blah. Wait, but did you see? Hold on. Wait. You guys see Big Mustard right there? You'll see her in a second. Latoya, Carl Pop Thomas, baby mom. Girl, right there. Look, this was hilarious. Why? Okay. I cannot. I didn't see this one. Diddy's team was a source of daily trial transcripts. And when someone asked me why they were giving them out, I told them I really think they truly believe that if people look at the evidence, especially legal types, on the RICO charge, they'll see the case as a stretch. I followed the case every day. My friends kept asking me why I was tuning in my pods, always in my ear listening. Thank you, Armand Wiggins. You literally went to court every day for us. I refuse to believe the propaganda and the bandwagon spirit. You kept it real. Oh, that's nice. I learned new things. I will miss your late night shows and your gesticulations. You deserve to be on a bigger platform. Oh, should we look forward to the Tyler Perry case? I mean, the gag is that was kind of a mockery, and it was some performance art, and it was people having some fun. Um, Unfortunately, legacy media, even some of the blogs were like, "Oh my god, um, why they would say it was Diddy supporters because that's not necessarily the case." Um, but that's what I think was kind of like. There was also, I think, a little bit of a fake news campaign in the courtyard. We'll say it like that. Um, I think one person who you guys already know, Tisa, was definitely pegged as leading the charge for the government. Tisa was really pinpointed or finger pointed to have been like a government mouthpiece. She The funny thing that makes me kind of believe that that's true, number one, her reporting, but number two, um the fact that she was so quick to point other people out as being mouthpieces for Diddy. And then some people, I never really heard them talk about that until much later because they started getting wind of some of the dialogue. Because as you're doing your live streams, you don't get to go listen to everybody's live. You just don't, you know? I can't go listen to everybody's lives about Nesto, and because I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my own opinion to preserve, or just my own way that I do my content. So sometimes I'm gonna catch a live, but most of the time I'm researching, and I got my head into doing and putting out content for my channel, right? Just like these people. So I don't know that everybody was aware of what Tisa was saying until it really became a thing and people were saying things, and Tisa, that's what led up to Tisa getting full on dragged yesterday. Cuz she would say things and it was her own fault. If you don't want the smoke, don't talk the talk. And she would say some things she would be very, she would say things low key, and then people are picking on her and bullying her. You know how it goes. Hold on. This was hilarious. You got my son messaging me at work about you at the courtyard. Wait, hold on. You got my son messaging me at the courthouse acting a fool. More oil trends. Okay. I thought it was cute. Look, at the end of the day, it all the different vantage points.
Hey, bro, said you were amazing, Armand. You have the best coverage. I tune in every evening. Baby oil forever, no Diddy. And I want to shout out to my auntie Lunel. She probably don't want me to say why, but thank you, Lunel. I love you, auntie.
Okay.
I love you so much. Thank you.
Armand, your cousin is here. What's up, buddy? You know what? I said, Armand, we gonna keep keeping it deep.
You know, some people might have just been mad. I don't know what that little boy is gonna do, but I'm not gonna stand. Okay, so let me go to. I was like, let me take that off other people's churn. I don't know what they got going on. Okay, did I tag anything else? The more oil. This guy was funny to me. I know y'all. This is gonna make some people mad, but that to get all the opinions. Hold on a second. This guy was a mess. Okay, hold on. I hadn't seen him. Hold on. Wait, because there were people mad about the whole. There are people mad on every single angle. Have you guys seen this guy? Hold on a second. Hold up, girl.
These hoes wanted that money. Now it's a free Diddy. Now everybody want to wear baby oil except for me. FETTYP Franklin, like the $100 bill. It's definitely a victory. He's black. It's all because he's black. Not guilty. Any other color, they don't care about nobody else buying pussy or nothing like that. They ain't say nothing. You help.
Who interviewed him was saying the P word on their news channel?
He convicted for buying pussy. That's crazy. Convict the hoes for selling it as well. That's what it is. Am I lying?
You hear someone in the background talking about that's what it is.
Am I right? It's like, come on, bitch. I put your gun in your head. Now go fuck. Don't suck a dick. No, I'm standing up for all the black men. Not guilty.
He said he is standing up for all the black men. I believe that there is somewhere that people are really. Look at this.
Not guilty.
He said these are just jokes. Whoever put me on their news should be fired. Okay, so he's just kidding, but probably not.
No. Hey, reporting live at the Diddy trial. My name is Fetty P. Franklin. They told me to come down here and bring this man some baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not guilty of fucking. He's guilty for fucking? That is crazy. The man only guilty for buying pussy, man. That is crazy. So look, I came down here. They called me to come down here, bring Diddy the baby oil. Because they're having the baby oil party.
I saw her on CNN. Hold on a second. Let me find that.
They're having the baby oil party tonight. So they called me down to come, you know what I'm saying, report live. They have a baby oil party. Meet me at the baby oil party.
It was nice to see some of our YouTubers on just in places you don't normally see them. You know, yes, seeing Neek on CNN was really nice. I'm happy for her. Hold on a second. Let me see if it's on Insta. If it's not on Insta, then I think the media was like really fascinated by the bloggers. Like, well, how do you do this? How do you pay for that? Like, you know, because these reporters who work for these news channels, they don't take money out their pocket to pay for stuff. They've got corporate credit cards. I think they're fascinated by the freedom that people have and also the fact that, wow, you produce and pay for all of this yourself up front and you have your audience that supports you and supports by watching, supports by gifting, all of the things. But yeah, I felt like that was a lot of the questions that they would ask some of the bloggers, like, who is, is someone fronting this for you? And there might have been someone or two who were being funded. Okay. Now, I think it was perfectly fine if that's what you thought. If, like, let's say Tisa, back on Tisa again, if you really thought that Diddy was guilty in all of those things, but the people who were there really felt like she was a mole. I mean, that was just the general sign that I got, was that at the end of the day, I think they felt like she was some sort of mole or a plant, and she was there to push a very specific message. And I think by yesterday, people were tired. Okay, CNN. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it from yesterday. I know she's got it on her channel. I was gonna see if I could find it actually. Um was this last night? God, it's no telling when. All right, let me find it over on Nick's channel. Let's see. Okay. Where was it? It was like, okay, here it is.
Tumultuous trial, I want to give you a glimpse into our reporter notebooks and share what it was like to bring you the facts of this case through all these different platforms. Joining me now, senior correspondent for Extra, Mona Kosar Abdi, Neek LeClaire, she's a social media commentator covering Diddy, and senior news producer for The Breakfast Club, Lauren LaRosa. Glad you're all here. I've been watching you all while I've been in court. I've been watching how you meticulously have covered it in such a wonderful and authentic way. So I'm glad you came here as well. Mona, I'll begin with you. What has it been like? You've been covering it since day one. We see all of your TikToks. What's been the hardest part of this assignment?
Oof, I think
Oh, if Diddy was indigent.
right?
First of all, if Diddy were indigent, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Like, there would, if Diddy were Stevie J, if Diddy were, girl, even Ray J, okay? Diddy had just got the keys to the city, literally, from another person who was under attack. And not to say not rightfully so, Eric Adams. I think it was a perfect storm of, you need to sit your ass down. Like, seriously, you need to sit your ass down. And I don't mean jail at that moment. I'm just saying, I think somebody was sick of him. Somebody who had more power than him was sick of him. And it was a perfect storm of opportunity. Like, oh, do we have a case? Oh, okay, bring it. I'm sure it's not that easy and I'm oversimplifying it, but that's probably what happened.
We are so used to the evening report or the morning report, depending on, when I was with Network, but trying to keep people informed throughout the day and tell them also what is going on inside the courtroom. What I realized with social media is they want the details. They want the nitty gritty, whatever you can't get in a 1-minute package. They want to know if Diddy was making a facial expression. They want to know how the jurors are reacting. So giving them that color but then also editing it and putting it up is a whole process in itself. Yeah,
They're
they
both
can attest to
classic.
it.
Oh no. Talk to me about that, because obviously, I mean, being
Well,
on
really,
the
and
show-
4. It's the hostess too. When I was watching this, I was like, wow, this is very cool. Look at us. Go us.
also getting it in the way people will receive
Go
it
ladies.
is difficult.
Yes, I think you sorry, not
go
to
ahead,
cut you.
no.
I was gonna say I think you know your audience though, so you know to your point, it's like you can do and say so much more on social media than you can in your breakdown of your shows or your .coms, but you know what your audience is coming to you for. And I think this case really showed me and all of my friends in the new media. We've been talking a lot about that, just where our niches are, but also too, like some days you might just not know, and you get online and you have a real conversation with everyone that follows you about, hey, I don't know today. Like, I can't decide today. Here's all the information I got. But if I was a juror, I can't make a decision today. And I think they appreciate that, because what you find is like a lot of outlets, you guys aren't really allowed to say either way. You're not even allowed, but like, it's just not the regular thing to do. I get a lot of pushback because people are like, you're a journalist, you shouldn't tell us your opinion. And I'm like, well, that's why you're here, because my opinion cuts through. So you learn your audience, and you know how to edit to your audience a bit and get the message out.
Nick, how's it been for you? Because you have been following this as well. And to their points, I mean, the old way is not today's way, and people want to hear information. So talk to me about what it's been like for you.
It's been really exciting because you get to interact and see what people feel right away. And this is another trial that I've done. So it was a lot of eyes from a wider audience than I'm used to. So it was interesting to see different perspectives from different walks of life.
I love being able to have and watch every one of your footage and all of what you were doing in your content, because you were getting.
All right. I mean, can y'all tell I was nervous as shit? I was so nervous. Oh my God. I'm like, once I started talking, I was like,
Okay, I'm going to cut ahead just because this is on her channel and okay.
Audience to be the jury, right? I'm just going to give it to you. This is what the prosecution said. This is what the defense said. Now, battle it out in the comments, and you would see that people arguing with each other, people trying to explain why it was or wasn't Rico, for example. And so I think people appreciated having that space where they can interact with each other and they can converse. And so for me, it was, again, kind of like what you said, like I came up through traditional media and I wanted to bring that platform in a way that was native, though, to TikTok, for example, native to Instagram, and digestible for people. And so in a 1 minute, 2 minute video, I was able to give them a lot more information, but also give them a platform where they can use the comments to discuss their opinions.
And feel a part of a community. I mean, one thing you saw outside that courthouse is that, and I'm frankly wondering what most people who have been there day in, day out, what they do now, because there were people who were covering it. And then I'm like, well, where are the rest of you? And what do you do when you're not here right now? And we can know we're talking
Stream.
about, but even more so, I mean, everyone became sort of the armchair lawyer, but there was graphic material here. We're all women having to discuss and convey things that were very graphic, that were very sexual. And sometimes when you open it up to the public in broad sense, they want to return it to you in a provocative way. Did you experience anything negative in covering?
Oh, what? Yes. You get a lot of, because you're also talking a lot, there's a lot of sexual assault conversation.
Yeah.
So when you're honest about not even opinion or how you feel, but just what was presented from both sides, if you present too much of what the prosecution said that day or what the defense said that day, it's like, oh, you hate women and you don't believe, victims, and you're a woman and you're supposed to. But it's like, no, I'm literally just giving you the facts and allowing you guys to digest what you believe, what you don't believe, or, that's not what I'm here for. But depending on which clip they see or how it's cut or the time you give one argument versus the other, you get a lot of negative comments because of the type of sensitive things that you're covering. People want you to be overly sensitive to what they think you should be sensitive to, but what you find is that when you're in that courtroom, there's no way to be sensitive to a certain extent, because it's so graphic. And in order for you to really make your audience understand and digest what you're hearing and seeing, so they can understand what your thought process is, you have to kind of put it all out there a bit. And that gets challenging because people either don't like that, or they just feel like you're not giving the You're not giving enough platform
Right.
for certain conversations.
They think it's an audience of one, and you're tailoring everything to them, and you're like, I'm talking to
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
You're engaged. Let me end with
That's
you on
very
this
true.
point, because I wonder, was there a moment that will stick with you and resonate from what you saw either inside the courtroom or from what you experienced outside?
I think it was a show inside the courtroom, listening to the testimony and hearing all of the intricate details. And a lot of people got let down from what they expected to hear. A lot of people wanted to hear about like the celebrity of it all. So that was the interesting part of try to get to the meat and potatoes of everything that's going on. But outside of the courtroom, it was like a reality show. So it was inside. You hear all these details about Cassie, Jane, and all of these things that's going on in the bedroom, all of these explicit details. And then you go outside the courtroom and then you see all of these people arguing, line sitters getting into it with each other. Like it's like two worlds going inside the courtroom and out.
Oh my God. I got to tell you, I will never forget this experience. And it really was one of those Rorschach tests. People saw what they wanted to see, but the show was really outside. Justice may or may not have happened inside. Ladies, you were all fabulous in your own right. Thank you for joining me. And thank you, everyone.
That was very good. I'm glad that we got to see a lot of people. We got to see what didn't Armand show on his page? Hold on a second. His he was on Nancy Grace, right? He was on Ashley Banfield. Hold on. It was funny because Ashley Banfield kept saying Armin. Okay, TMZ. Okay, hold on. And he's not Emily knows everything. So here he is on Ashley Banfield, Nancy Grace, TMZ. So, definitely this was an opportunity for a lot of people that took the shot to go to New York to handle that business. It was very good. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I'm not gonna lie. The shenanigans were pretty crazy. And I kind of knew something was going on with Tisa because I was watching her coverage too a little bit, just because she was coming with a different perspective, but it was so negative at a certain point because she was really being low key shady to the other bloggers. And she's like, I don't care what anyone says. If anyone tells you that today was a good day for the defense, they're lying. And people got offended by that. And sometimes, you want to say if I say like, hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if you're subscribed anywhere else but here, like when you say things like that and put yourself up against other people, there's one way to say, guys, this is exactly what happened. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm telling you, this is how it went down. There's a way to talk about what you got going on and talk about the information that you're delivering without, trashing other people. And also in theory, like making it seem like other people are lying. The reason why people are calling her a liar today is because she sat up there for 2 months calling people liars. Like she really did. And she would also say stuff like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm being neutral. But then she's like, she wasn't being neutral. If you felt like the prosecution had the case, it's okay to say, you guys know how I feel. I feel like the prosecution is bringing it. I've looked at everything I can look at. I'm a lay person, but as far as I'm concerned, go government. You know what I mean? Just say it. If that's how you feel. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. It's okay. Clearly her audience was with that, and that's fine, because not all of her audience, because I did watch some of her updates, but I wasn't watching it because I'm a notification gang Tisa tells, but she was one of the people out there, and I was watching the Diddy coverage, and I watch as many people for me that I find interesting. So I found that it was interesting some of the things that she was doing. People got offended by anything. Why they don't offend that Trump is cutting their benefits. Taylor, I don't know, but we're not talking about him right now. We're not. I get it. Thank you for dropping that tidbit, but thank you. I don't know. That's the comment right there. People got offended. Yeah, I mean, I guess to your point, Tyler, there are real things out here to be offended by. But again, we can't, or whomever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say we as in including me, because I'm not including that. There are more real issues for people to be offended about rather than what Tisa Tells says or doesn't say. But I feel like to the people that were there, that were, that when you're live and you're trying to communicate a message and people are like, well, so and so just said this and so just said that, and you're having to refute lies or refute wrong information or misinformation, whatever. But yeah, it was interesting to see all that play out. I stopped listening when she kept calling Jeezy Jeezy. Oh, she kept calling Jeezy Jay-Z. Oh, when I stop, I'm gonna be. Is this the? When I really stopped listening to Tisa during the pandemic, and she was doing Kim. Remember? Okay, Kim Black China, the Black China trial with Kris Jenner. Okay. That's when I really was just like, I was so, girl. She just, look, I'm not trying to be mean, and it is what it is. I'm just observing. Um, it's just nobody's perfect and people make mistakes, but there are plenty, okay? And not us, you know what I'm saying? And live streaming is not easy, and kind of speaking extemporaneously is not easy. Standing, going through your notes and all of those things, talking to a live audience, and then I'm sure during this time she's had some bigger audiences than she's ever had, and maybe it went to her head a little bit. I don't know. Girl, she mixes up a lot of words. And I think some of this did get to, girl, when if you guys saw that guy Gerald on North Carolina Beats. Wait, was that Gerald? No, it was Ratchet TV. He dragged her for her wigs. He dragged her for her clothes. He dragged her for her wigs. He dragged her for lying. It was awful. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Um and it's easy to get a little bit confused or discombobulated. That's why you got notes. But the ADD, it's ADD live, and you'd be surprised how many people it's not easy for me, because I do get, I feel like I've mastered a little bit of that problem, but I also, it's taken work. You got to focus. You need to have a list, and you need to stick with the list. I think also when you're live streaming and you only have 10-15 minutes, and you have 10-15 minutes to talk about, you do your best to make your audience know that you love them, you appreciate them. Thank you for coming through. Thank you to all the new people. Thank you to everybody. Blah, 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 blah. But get your information out. Get your information, stick with the script, and go. You can always thank everybody on the way out, and then do another live or something and say, you guys, this is all about you guys. I want to thank you guys, X, Y, and Z type thing. It happens. It happens, but I think annoyed what she people got very annoyed when she was trying to do her updates, and every 2 seconds it was like, "Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super." And it wasn't so like sometimes you got to just be the manager. You're because you as a streamer, you are the director, you are the producer, you are the talent. Nobody is making you read all those super chats, but maybe it's time to get a second phone, have a second phone, and use that as your little teleprompter and take 5 minutes at the end of a complete thought or a complete moment. Take 2 minutes, read your thank yous, and then go back for 5 minutes. Give the news because that's why you're live, right? That's why you're live. Give the news and then get back it. But it's not my job to teach her. She's got a far bigger channel than I do, and it's not my job to teach her anything. She'll figure it out. When her audience continues to drag her, then she'll figure it out or not. That's not my problem. If I had that problem, it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, trust me. What she got going on in a live stream, baby, that would not be a problem for me. But if it's a problem for her, she will figure it out. What else happened? I think that was almost everything. I wasn't gonna hold y'all. If you want to catch some TT, I'm telling you, there was a live stream. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna go hold on. Let me pull up these two. Let me pull up the channel and I'm gonna show you. I'm not playing them on my channel. Um, if you want some gossip, Farrah looked at me. Farrah turned like you ain't hearing from me. Uh you did not hear from me. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, right in a row. Okay, hold on. Let me show you something. If you some gossip, okay. Now this is some gossip. Can you see? Okay, not yet. Hold on. Okay. This one right here. This guy, he was on the scene. Yes. So he did. So Gerald, I'm not going to even go through the whole thing because he does. Okay, this is the deal on this.
And picked up some homeless girl.
So Big Mustard, we called her Big Mustard, right? She was over there with Sonya for a minute, right? She did a interview with Tasha K, and she's very much giving salty. Okay, she's very much salty. And Gerald, right here, he was at the trial. He interviewed her for 18 minutes, and she's still very salty with TK. Okay, she's very salty. And I'm gonna drop the link. You don't have to go. Can I say this? Please don't come to me in the comments. Tell me about nobody's channel. I'm just saying this is a video. Actually, look at the title. I'm not gonna even drop the link because girl, when I recommend stuff, y'all say I pass. I'm not gonna okay. I'm just telling you, if you're interested in this particular gossip, okay. This is the Carl Thomas baby mom explodes. If you want to watch it, go watch it. What you should be doing is trying to get in. I don't have anything against her. I don't have anything against her at all. Um, I don't have anything against her. I don't have anything against anyone else either. Um, Okay, so this particular video, if you want to hear a funny interview, now, if you're going to be sensitive to someone who's going to be salty about TK, I was a little bit like, ugh, I'm not going to play it on my channel. But she has her feelings. We're all grown, right? So she's got a right to it. I don't think Tasha K gives a shit about what other people think about her. So I'm sure it's if she knows that Big Mustard is mad at her, well then she just does. But I'm not gonna put that on my channel. But if you want to hear what her beef is, baby, it's right there. Okay. Now another one, and these are all from yesterday. This one, I guess this is after everything went down yesterday. Was he live? Hold on. Was this the one? So that's the one video you need. That one, if you're interested. This one, baby, so back when there was some controversy about Armand like 2 years ago, I think he's the one who maybe put that picture out. And he, in this video here 15 hours ago, oh, it says it might be inappropriate for some users. That's right up Bougiegang's alley, right? Okay.
Had a little lamb, so I will be back in New York for the.
Okay, he literally let his hair down. Baby, he had a little cocktail and he wanted to set the record straight on the like, do him and Armand have beef? Well, maybe. He said, well, maybe. Okay. Maybe. It's possible. It's maybe even more than just possible. Okay. So if you want to hear about it and also hear about how Miss Sylvia was involved, how Blabbermouth, wait, what is her name? Oh, it's Blabbermouth. Yes. She is the chief busybody. Okay. Sonya's chief busybody. All right, Blabbermouth and the busybodies. If you want to, he's going, the first thing, let me just hold on. Well, the first thing he talks about is me and Miss Sylvia. Hold on.
So y'all come on in.
Hold on.
So y'all listen. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit, right? So I'm a real journalist. And the people that was talking to me, I was like, oh, this is a hating ass bitch ass nigga, but he don't want no smoke. Not this past Sunday, but last Sunday. So listen, so last Sunday, I was living in Newark, New Jersey. So I didn't stay in New York. I stayed in Newark, New Jersey. Okay. So I'm in New Jersey, right? So I like to go places. If I'm covering stories or something or criminal trials, I like to go like a day ahead so I know where I'm going. So when I got to Newark, I called Miss Sylvia and I was like, Miss Sylvia.
Okay, enough said. You guys got the gist of it. He's gonna tell you, girl. He got to New York 2 weeks ago. He was in Newark, and you know Sylvia's out there in the outskirts of Newark. Okay, she's out there somewhere. Um, and he's gonna tell the story on how he ran into Armand with Sylvia and how messy it got. Okay. That's my best explanation. Okay. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. I'm not telling you to subscribe. I'm not telling you to not subscribe. Please don't come to me in my comments telling me that you went and subscribed to someone's channel and they're this and they're that. I don't want to hear about it. I just watched 2 videos and I'm minding my business and I'm just telling y'all because I know sometimes y'all like to hear the mess and the gossip and the this and the that. And he put up 2 very telling videos that I think you guys might have some interest in. What you do from there is yon business, okay? Is yon business, okay? That's country for don't tell me, okay? I'm telling you, don't tell me, okay? Go check it out, and then we can kiki about it at a later date, okay? Yes, he said he's a real journalist. Yes. I'm a journalist too. Okay, so I drew you a whole entire roadmap. What else do we need to talk about? Hold on. Hold on, let me check my saved. Um I just y'all, I'm still dealing with people mad at me because they subscribed to Sylvia's channel just because I told them that she was reading the transcript to the essay, that she had the essay information on Nesto, and y'all were mad at me because you guys went and subscribed to her channel, of which I never told you to do. I never if and had I known and someone had been straight up with me, I would never have subscribed. But I did, and I got burned, and period. And it's okay. It's over. I knew what to do. Unsubscribe and put folk on ignore. Okay. Oh my God. Y'all have you, this is a mess. I don't even know if I want to show you guys this. Hold on. I think we're gonna. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me? I know I pinned the link. Nobody hit the link. Everybody is in the work bushes or at the mall bushes or at the I don't want to come up bushes. Anybody got some questions? Girl. I'm gonna just I do subscribe on my research channel because I feel like I have to. I watch so you guys don't have to, so don't worry about it. Um so sometimes you got to just keep. Hey boo. Hey boo. We can't hear you. Okay. Y'all, Vicky is playing on the phone. Let's see if she calls back. Vicky is sweet. Hold on. We'll see if Vicky calls back. Have you guys seen Alexander O'Neal and Sherelle going viral, looking a hot mess? Sherelle looks amazing. Alexander O'Neal looks like somebody's drunk great uncle who just got out of dialysis. Hey girl.
Hey, I just wanted to
How-
come up and say hi. Because you're like, nobody called.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Vicky. Thank you.
I just want to say this. I mean, yeah, the Armand thing. Look, yeah, I've been following him for a few years. I even followed his like tarot card channel. He kind of
Mhm.
gave up on that. I liked him from a few years back when he had like an audience of 300.
Mhm.
I did like him. I think that it's funny and it's like, if you're looking at it from the outside looking and you really don't know much about what's going on, it's like, oh, they're just having a good time. But for him, it it seemed like he was getting traction, like more traction. He was on Ashley Bainfield, he was on TMZ, so if you're trying to kind of transition over to legacy media, it's not a good look to be out there shaking ass and with shirt off doing more oil. It's just not, in my opinion. That's me though.
When you
Um,
let loose and cut loose, there's going to be, yes, I agree with you. You absolutely have to. Even if he doesn't necessarily want to be part of legacy media, just to be a contributor
mhm.
and to be seen in a professional light. I don't it was not a professional moment, but it was also a let loose, let off some steam moment.
Of course.
So like he said, I think people who got it, but what we all have to understand is, like, for instance, right now we could be cutting up, right?
Mhm.
A new person, someone new to my channel, like algorithm throws them in here and they're just like, oh, hey, look, a live panel. Let me see what's going on. If it's above, if it's over their head for whatever reason, they might think like, oh, this was like, for instance, today we didn't really cover like as many stories. I gave some of my opinions, stuff like that. Some people might feel a way about that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's you could almost do anything on YouTube and somebody's going to be offended by it. I feel like it wasn't as bad as it looked. I mean, it looked raunchy, but I mean, he knows it was raunchy.
If you look deeper into it, okay, yeah, it's like, oh yes, I can see where the people who have been affected by him, who wanted some like more justice. I mean, the people who, let's just say, let me put it like this: the people who needed justice,
Mm,
they got it. He's going to get sentenced. He may only get 3 years. He may not have 3 years left on this earth. He may get 2 years. I think this judge is going to punish harshly. I think he's going to get like a nice, good sentence. He may not have that much time. He may not survive prison. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
So
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's not guaranteed tomorrow.
Hmm.
And the fact that the judge wouldn't let him out on bond tells me a lot. I know this judge is like a newer judge. However, he's not playing with him. So,
No.
and the kids can celebrate all they want to, and daddy's coming home and he wants to preemptively celebrate. Sir, you may not have next year until next year. So all that celebration, you could be happy that you don't have a RICO on your checklist of things that you accomplished in life, but you still have, your name is tarnished. But I know people can be very forgiving because why? Because he's a celebrity, um, and he's got money, but he is not guaranteed life, longer life. He's what, 50, he's what, 55, 55.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you're not guaranteed tomorrow, and he's not eating
Well, I
great
mean,
in.
55 is, I mean, come on. His mom is 85. So he's got obviously got some longevity. I think his father was murdered, so we don't know what the prospects are on the Combs side. But 55 is not, I mean, you know what I'm saying? 55 is not
It's
that
not
old.
old, but if you think about
55
it,
is
when you go to feds, I mean, yeah, he might. I don't
this
know if
is
he's. Go
this
ahead.
is the problem for Diddy. He's been a drug addict. That's the
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah.
55 is nothing. Um Drugs, cocaine will blow your
2C,
heart up.
whatever the hell 2C is.
Ketamine, all of the things that but just what I know about cocaine, people who have been steady cocaine addicts, he could end up having a heart attack,
Yeah.
even after you've quit. I mean, it does a lot of damage. So just that drug abuse that took place for a long time could be problematic. So that would be something that he needs to watch out for. But as far as his age, if he gets five
Well,
years, he'll be fine. He'll be
you
60 years old.
you got to think 55, and he's 55 on the streets is one thing. You have access to adequate health care. 55 in the feds, and then spending almost a year in New York, New York jails, or New York, whatever the federal holding. It's not great. You don't have access to adequate health care. I mean, he's already showing signs of rapidly aging. All these
Well,
things
because
that
his
he.
hair's gray.
No, no, no. I mean, because he was doing a lot of things. From my understanding, he's got more wrinkles. I forgot which content creators said how they described him. They said he looks like he's aged at least 10 years. He doesn't look like a
Mm.
55-year-old man. He looks like he's about 70. Not just the gray hair. It's his face. I mean, and it's stress too. But he was doing IV treatments. Like, he was able to pump
Yeah, he's
himself
not
up.
getting his billionaire maintenance. He's
Right.
not getting his dick sucked. He's not getting his is emptied. He's not. I mean, let's be serious, right?
You're so
He's
stupid.
young. He's not getting sex. He's not getting these five-star meals. He doesn't have his chef. He's probably not getting his fancy cocktail of vitamins. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not getting to go be on a yacht for 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, his life
Exactly.
is not the same. He's eating chow and sleeping on a cot. So
Yeah.
Bella said, I think it was Bella. I hope I'm getting the name right because I can't find the comment now. But someone someone stated that some of the victims were offended. Now, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about Armand getting squirted down with baby oil, like as far as the victims are concerned. So, as far as Jane and Cassie are concerned, why is there a comment? Is there a comment from Cassie and Jane about Armand getting squirted down with, I mean, maybe there is. Why are they still, I want to know why they're still watching.
As
I
far
would
as
just think
uh,
Cassie would be busy with 3 babies and a
I don't
husband and keeping up with what she got going on there. Jane, like, I don't know. To know what the
Jane.
bloggers are doing outside of the federal courthouse, I almost am going to just say that's ridiculous. Now, if somebody is offended because somebody made a mockery of being slathered down with oil, it wasn't directed at them. It really wasn't. It wasn't I don't think it was a dig at the victims. It was a dig at Diddy and his fetish for oil. The fact that some people indulged in the or that
Mhm.
baby oil was like, is it for, like, do we need to take the baby oil off the shelves at Publix and everywhere else now, because
No.
you know what I'm saying, like, come on, it's baby oil. I don't know that it went that deep for him. I think that we live in a world right now where
Uh,
people are
uh,
so quick to be offended by, like, oh, that could be offensive. um
did you see Bella's next comment?
no. Hold on. I'm clicking. I'm far away. Hold on. Let's see.
She said the men's finishings was keeping him young.
Okay. Now somebody might be offended, but thou shalt not disrespect sperm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it if people were offended by what Armand did, but this is what I would say as a grown woman, you shouldn't be watching. And at that point, if you are a victim of Diddy, and you found your way to the blogs with as much coverage from traditional media, you're looking for something. If you found your way to the blogs, you were looking for something like that. You're looking for as much off the beaten path coverage. And that's what you got on yesterday afternoon. They were outside playing in the courtyard with baby oil and Astroglide. I mean, come on. Legacy Media wasn't doing that across the street with the fancy tents.
No, and it's I know that you made a good comment. They're fascinated by the vloggers, and I think that it's a people go they're looking for like a specific type of media. Some people are just sick of legacy media because they don't do enough coverage, and some people can't stand like the bloggers because they overshare, they do too much. So it's your personal taste. And as far as the victims being offended, I mean, if for those who may not have been able to testify, or the government thought, well, we're not going to go in this direction, or for the things that Diddy never got addressed about, or there's just the people who've been hurt by him, and it's always just been long-term rumors. I think I would say some justice is justice for me, as someone who's been
Right.
like
Some justice is still justice.
right.
Absolutely. Yes.
I have been a victim of a crime and I didn't get justice. So I would appreciate some sort of justice. If even if they get, if they don't get like the 20 years that he may or may not deserve, or probably I think he deserves probably longer than that. He's gotten away with a lot of stuff, allegedly. But if he gets 5 years,
So
or
do a
even,
lot of people, though.
I mean,
Do you drive fast? Don't you get
mm-mm.
away with stuff when you drive fast down the street?
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're
Have you
saying, but
ever smoked weed when you weren't supposed to? Now, maybe don't answer that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, have you done some things?
of course.
Okay, so that's not different. Just because he's got $1 billion doesn't make him really and truly, like, if people say, well, so what? He's got $1 billion, right? So if it's so what he's a billionaire, then him breaking the law and you breaking the law is no different. And him getting away with some things is no different from you getting away with some things. Or
I,
you being held accountable for something is the same as him being held accountable. Yes, there's variances in between because he had a millionaire dream team and you might, you know what I'm saying? You might not. But
it's
at
not
the end of the day, I just think like,
not so much the petty crimes. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Like I'm speaking more so of the things that may, like the crimes against humanity, the people who may not, who felt like they couldn't come forward because they wouldn't be heard, or they would, people wouldn't believe them, or they thought it was a money grab. Like kind of sort of how they are looking at anybody else who would come forward after this, because I know that there's civil suits pending at this point for him. I'm just saying, like, this is my thing. I just reiterate, some justice is justice for me. Like whether I know Aubrey O'Day, she was mad because she was upset that he didn't get the RICO. It's like, well, he's getting something. He's not going to get off light. Like I would think, even just a day in
well,
federal.
Aubrey O'Day needs to run to her local police department and file charges on what she can file. Like if don't be mad because other people's cases didn't fall through. If you got a case, file a case. If you don't have a
I agree.
case, sit down. I think there's a lot of people mad at Diddy and a lot of people who feel aggrieved by him,
Right.
and they're mad. They're mad because maybe he's able to get up every day and things just seem to work out well for him.
He's
I
ruthless though.
Well, what billionaire is not?
That's my point. Like
How do you
he's willing to
go
go
ahead?
the extra mile and do the ruthless things that a lot of us are, because we were, maybe we have a different upbringing, or whatever the factor is, that you just won't go that and will be willing to kind of screw over people, or have no shame in
Look,
doing
wait,
doing
let me put this into perspective real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
So first of all, everyone doesn't know like me or you, right? Say there was a light being shined on you every single day, or something being documented so people kind of knew what your path was, right? They saw you at work positioning to get that promotion. They had privy to an email when you reported something and pretended like you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like the things in life that happen and that we benefit from when you anonymously call police or just life in general. Like Diddy's, I think his life plays out on a bigger scale because a lot of what he does may be covered by paparazzi, or he's had it filmed, or there's news stories. And it's easier to scrutinize someone when we feel like they're a little bit removed from us and they have a lot of money, but he's really no different from us. And also, to be highly successful, sometimes you have to be laser focused. And I would I would encourage like anyone to think of a time when you were laser focused on meeting your goals and attaining something, how ferociously protective you were over that. Like your kid getting through law school, or you're, working through, the relationship to the altar, or whatever it was, whatever your goal was, to be able to, launch your business or whatever. I would venture to guess that a lot of us are ferocious and have been overly zealous at times, laser focused, working on but I think it looks different when when you see it on such a grand scale, and then you see the consumption of luxury and money and homes and all of those things. It's easy to kind of point the finger like he's a like I heard he's ruthless.
Well,
Well,
you can
you
you can
know,
kind of you can kind of tell that he's. I mean, I'm gonna say this, like, just from my observation of working with millionaires and being in and around that, like, most of them, like you said, they are laser focused, but a lot of them are ruthless and relentless when it comes to their goal. And I but I also, I have empathy. and I can understand the people who don't want that, who don't want to, like, they're not willing to sell somebody down the river. They're not willing to screw over somebody. Like, they're not willing to go, to stab somebody in the back to get what they need. And I think to get to that status, you have to be willing to kind of cut your feelings off and ju- the best word I can put it is ruthless. Like, you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot, and I think he's shown that he's willing to sacrifice any and everybody for what he desires
Mhm.
and for his family. Like, if that's one thing that's protected is himself and his family. So in the meanwhile, there have been people who have been done wrong by him, who do feel like, well, I didn't get justice back then, but this is something now, at least.
Yeah, I
So
I think that that's very fair. I mean, if people are aggrieved by him, then they feel like they want to be compensated. That's what the civil courts are for. Also, if he has harmed someone, like if he beat someone up a year ago, then they have all of the power to go and file a police report. And maybe some people have, maybe they haven't been heard. I'm not really sure. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be held to account for physically harming people. You know what I mean? I don't think that there's anything wrong with what Cassie did. I think we talked about that at the beginning of our time today. Is I hope that she feels, that she has made some leeway in this journey of healing, because she's gotten the opportunity far more than a lot of people have to be able to tell her story, to be able to see him be brought to justice, to be able to sit in front of a judge, to be able to be compensated, to be able to have people actually celebrate you even after you told your story. Like, she really, I mean, I feel like I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe
I
it's not
mean,
a win. I don't know. I don't know that a victim considers it a win at that point, but I think that I feel like she's gotten an opportunity far more than some people have who've been victimized,
yeah.
who don't even get a chance to, who don't even feel empowered enough to pick up the phone and call 911.
Well, for her, she's facing like a serious amount of public scrutiny. I know a lot of people there. I've seen it on the both sides of the coin, where some people are like, "Well, she got paid. I don't know why she's up there testifying." Well, she had to, and also it is freeing to be able to tell these stories without judgment, without somebody like balking at you. That you just getting the narrative out, telling them exactly what you felt like you had to do, and then explain your mixed emotions about doing it, and okay, yes, I wanted to make him happy. You're able to tell the confusion that you were in, and yes, you're a flawed individual, and then you still have some people who are on your side, because she is facing public scrutiny, because some of those stories that she told, it was like, I had to stop listening. I was like, well, damn, this is a lot. I mean, this is an absolute lot. I don't think I
I
could do
don't,
this.
me personally, I don't feel anything about, I think it was a moment in time. She was very young, she was impressionable, and I don't think it makes her like less of a mom or
Mm-mm,
a woman
not at all.
today or a wife. It's part of the journey, and her journey specifically, because it's not part of everyone's, but it's part of hers. She made it, and she's still here.
Exactly.
I don't have any harsh words for her.
I don't.
There might be some people there. I'm sure there are plenty of people who do.
Yeah.
Um,
There are a lot
I
of
just
people
I
out there
don't.
who complete that narrative of she why didn't she go to the police. She got away. And then there were a lot of, you got to also think that there was a whole group of people who were he had kind of pivoting her back into his orbit. Like, I mean, he had a whole team working for him to basically keep her with him, and it took so much to be for her to be able to finally. I'm gonna use this is the word I can only think of as escape. She finally got her opportunity to escape. He left her alone, and then now she felt like, whenever she filed her lawsuit, she felt like it was the right time to file.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it was ripe. It had ripened enough. She needed to grow up some time, and I don't mean grow up like she was whatever. She needed some time and some space and some distance. She probably needed to focus on her marriage and that relationship. She had some babies, and it was just the perfect timing with Me Too and all of the things to be able to. She had time to. She got off the drugs. She started to write the book, and it was time. It was perfect timing because also keep in mind, let's just say 10 years ago, she was still on drugs. Her and the trainer, her husband Alex didn't have any money.
Right.
And
I
I
think
don't
he
so
had
10
money.
years ago, I don't know what he has.
I think he was financially comfortable. I'll put it that way, because he was a professional trainer, like a celebrity trainer. So he was.
I'm saying money.
Oh no, not money. He had money.
Not
He
not
had.
not cash to pay your bills and like a little like let's go away for the weekend. I'm talking about money, like for a lawyer, somebody
Mm-mm.
who wants to someone who's going to be good enough to take your case,
Right.
and also take you seriously with a serious opiate addiction 10 years ago. You know what I mean? She said that she had a very serious opiate addiction up until like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Oh, poor thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she was bad, she was in a bad way. She needed to come out of that.
I mean, yeah, and it takes the brain a while to heal from that type of stuff. I'm just saying this, like it really does take like physically, it takes your brain a while to detox from that. If you've been on it for so long, and I wish her the best with that. As far as Miss Jane goes, I think they kind of they lost me there with her. Um, I'm not judging. I want, but she's old enough to know this is not her first celebrity go around. She's, she, it really did, the case really did kind of lose me with her testimony. And I don't know if that makes sense, because it's like,
Mhm.
hmm, you are you are living in a $10,000 a month mansion. I'm gonna assume it's a mansion. And then instead of getting like a job or becoming some sort of stylist, or you've got
She's an
enough.
influencer. That's a job.
Okay.
I mean, that's what she said. We can't, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't make it what we want it to be.
I'm just.
That's what she said. That's how she supports her child. She's on OnlyFans, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm, okay. I mean, I think that I was trying to figure
we got
out.
to keep the story the way the story goes.
Yeah.
Keep the story the story.
The story.
Keep the story. We can't
It
make it cute.
it lost me there, because when I
Okay.
heard 10,000 a month, and I'm like, and some of the retelling, and again, I don't want to judge. I don't want to want to sound like I'm come off judging, but I'm just like, girl, if you don't go get you a little $3,000 a month apartment, but and he's still paying her bills, and she, I understand about Stockholm syndrome. You can love your abuser, but you still living in that $10,000 a month. You didn't downgrade, like you didn't want to take your freedom back, like it just it's a that was a bit too much for me, and I think she really did lose me with her testimony. I wish her the best. God bless her. Um, God bless. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Mhm.
As far as Miss what you call it, Blabbermouth,
The
I think
blogger? Blabbermouth?
the blogger, she couldn't get to The Diddy family. So she attached herself onto the content creators. That's all that is, girl.
She said she did get close with the family.
Who, bitch? I mean, excuse me. Like, who did you? Who? Name names. Name them. I want to
I don't
see.
know. She said she got close with the cuz you know how gosh, you know how the Lord shows her favor? That's why she
Mm.
was able to get close with the family. Mhm.
I don't bit more believe that they had them people on lockdown. You think they're gonna get? She, they did not. She did not. Girl, she
The
thinks that
publicist lady.
the
I
publicist.
There was a publicist who was there every day. Did she quit? Oh, hold on. No, okay. The publicist who was there at the trial every day. I forgot what her name was. The She was outside yesterday, and she said that she that's what I think. I'm not sure.
Did
That's
she
what
mean
she Go ahead.
close? Does she mean close and like she was standing next to
I
her, or
mean, it's relative. Look, first of all, qualified blabbermouth. And I'm not talking about she's going to the next baptism or, whatever. It's just that's what she said. I can't qualify. That's what she said. She said she got favor. That's why she was able to get close to the family. Oh, she said because Justin put her on his Instagram or something.
Justin better, if you know, like I know, he done already got a civil suit and like a law. You know, you better leave that lady alone. You
Ah!
you know, like I know, you better chill the hell out because you're gonna be arrested right up there with you, and she'll put you right on there. She has no discernment. She has no discretion when it comes to like leaking information. She'll put your whole phone number up there, baby. So if the ears of anybody who's close to Justin Combs, I don't necessarily know you, I don't like you, but you
What did Justin, because Justin's got some lawsuits right now?
I think he has some girl sued him and his daddy. He's got a few of them out there if I'm not mistaken. But you better leave that lady alone cuz all she the when she's not
Well, if
talking about.
he's a bad guy like his dad, just you know what I mean? I'm practicing let them.
Mhm.
Just let them. Like just let people, you know what I'm saying? Let people do what they want to do.
Why she got to get close to every single person? Like why does she have to try to get like the
What do you consider close? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. Just cuz someone puts you on their Instagram means nothing.
I'm just speaking like
Somebody said Sassy said looking like the help. What?
and I was mad because didn't you yesterday you showed a video of like it was the news feed and I think it was right after his
She,
lawyer spoke.
she was everywhere.
She couldn't even like style her fro. Like you if you're gonna go like you're gonna grow your hair out, go natural. Put some product in your hair, work it through. Like there's she's got silver hair, that can be worked in a certain way where it looks nice. Put Go back to the pink oil moisturizer, something. I mean, just do something with your hair. Don't just get up and run your fingers through it and think that that's a look. Like
It is a look. It is a look. It's not a look for me or you, but it's a look for her. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Dre's Runt Over Croc. She got favor by speaking to Brian Steele, her claim to fame. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I hear you, but she's not she's not Fran and she's not Vicky.
I know.
And by that standard, I don't expect anything. You know what I'm saying? Just let her. Yeah, it's like okay.
And I bet the subscribers bought the headband to her. she,
Mm.
she didn't buy nothing. I mean, I just hope uh, I wish well for everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish for healing for everybody. Whether you're a bad person, good person, I just wish that you heal. That's my that is my takeaway for life.
Love and light.
Yeah, that's all I can give. But I'm just. It's funny that she was in the mix when that lady got kicked out of the court. She's in the mix
Miss
with
Candy. Candy. I
was
think
that
that's her.
That's the what is it? Is she the Metro lady, like Metro
Hold
card
Let me
lady?
see. I think I found let me hold on, let me see. Let me go to my watch later. Girl, my watch later is a fool,
Mine is
okay?
full. I can't save anymore. I'm at
No, it's not even
5,000
full, it's a fool. Is do they cap you out in watch later?
at 5,000.
Okay, I'm not there. I'm not I do pare it down every now and again. I'll go and kind of like, okay, this needs to go, that needs to go.
Yeah, I'll bring it
Um,
down and then I'll fill it right back on up. It's like,
okay, let me see. So there's a guy who it's almost like he does a documentary every day. Was it called the rap sheet, the real rap sheet, something? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's probably in my history. I thought it was in my watch later. He does like he almost does like Reuters. You know how Reuters is on the street, just not saying a word,
just filming. Yeah.
just filming, just soaking in what's going on. He does something similar, or she, whomever that creator is. And they do a nice documentary every day of the goings on. And that lady Candy was on the street debating with somebody, baby. She had on like a bra top, sports bra mess. Because I'll never forget the when Simone was one day giving a recap, and she was talking about somebody who was always sitting by her, who has a tartness situation going on. I was like, no, that was the first person I thought of, was the lady who got kicked out that day of court.
Wasn't it
Hmm.
somebody else who was talking about Sylvia started something? It was
Oh, Mims.
mm-hmm.
Mims was sitting next to Sylvia. You tell the story. Let me. Farrah's coming to tell me something.
I think I don't remember word for word, but basically make it make sense. Mims. He said that he had shared with Sylvia that somebody breath was stinking. I think they were eating chip. They
No,
had eaten chips or something.
what were they eating?
I think it was corn chips or something. And I don't
And he was
recall, Frank.
tired of smelling it. It's like you could smell it. They were
You can
eating
smell.
something that was giving an odor.
Now,
Was it
ma'am,
corn chips?
I think it was corn chips, and Sylvia like put him on blast, and he just was like, I know better than to tell her anything. Now it's like, well, half if everybody is calling you out, wh-
You
it
might
can't
need
be.
to be called out.
It can't just be them. It's you. It's not
Yeah,
you. Well, it's not me. It's you. Like you just need to chill, relax, report the story. If you can't even get into court, you just sitting outside, not even reading was she even reading the dang old transcript as it was coming in, or reading? But she just does too
uh,
much. But I mean, the whole court romantics, outside court romantics, it was a lot.
let me tell the story real quick because it's okay.
Go
So
ahead.
this is the deal. So Mims was sitting next to Sylvia on the bench in the gallery, right in the courtroom, and he wrote a note saying something like, "I wish this person would stop eating" or whatever. And he passes the note to Sylvia, and she reads the note out loud, and he's like, basically sprayed him up in front of the person, and she would have had no idea but to know that it was her who was eating the mess. Kelly, I see you backstage. I'm gonna let you up in just a second.
Oh, I'm
So
tripping.
it kind of, everybody looked. So that's what happened. Sylvia just being loud and inappropriate,
Yeah,
and
she's
he
just
was
a.
he was trying to be casual and keep it under the radar by passing a note, and she reads it out loud and gets them sprayed up, and he was just like, okay, that told me never to do that again. And it was like, duh, but because she's one of those, she got a big mouth.
Yeah, you live and you learn. But like I said,
Mhm.
my last thought is, I understand that some people don't feel like justice was had yesterday. Once again, he may not have these years left on this planet. He's like you said before, he was an avid heavy drug user, like seriously heavy drug user.
Mhm.
He was like a rock star
It was
out there
like his
living.
medicine almost. Like he was I almost feel like he was on some therapeutic doses. Like he was taking it so much his body got used to it. That's why I
Exactly.
feel like he had to have had some drug counseling, but I don't know.
He might even experience like early onset dementia because of the type of usage that was described in the courtroom.
Mhm.
So this is justice. Now, for those who don't feel like they were just, like Fran said, civil suit. Like if it's statute of limitations is
Well,
up, yeah, civil suit. Like you, I
but
mean,
for the victims, it's always going to be their situation. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell the victims how to feel. I can only look on the outside and feel like, even when I say like Cassie should feel whole, or she should at least feel, you know, like she's gotten some reparations, put it that way. How she feels is how she feels. I can't take away how she feels.
I'm going to say
So
20 million, or what is it, 30 million that she got, I think altogether. What, 30 million?
30. Mm-hmm.
30 million altogether. That's enough to pay for my children's college fund, if I, and have a nice life with my husband. Neither one of y'all need to work, and that's enough to pay for extensive psychotherapy, probably every
It's
day.
enough for a lot. $30 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, so I can't, like you said, I can't tell her how to feel, but for me, that would be enough at this present time to just start moving forward. My kids and I moved to France, moved to South America. Just buy a nice piece of property. Just get off to where you don't have to see anybody. Like, just live a nice life. You got your people heard what you were going through. People knew that a lot of this stuff was coerced, and so you got your vindication in court. Forget about the people who hate on you, or you got paid. You got to tell your story. You got to confront your abuser.
Oh my god,
and
that's
and
huge.
that's, I mean, that was the biggest thing, is you got to confront your abuser with all his shenanigans. And he can sit there and try to mad dog you all he wants to, but guess who's behind bars, and you're 30
Yeah,
million
it's
dollars
it's
richer.
over. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyone
thank you
else
for.
who's still pissed, if anyone out there is more pissed than Cassie, I mean, you know what I mean. It's gonna be all right.
Hey,
We're gonna
Kelly,
get you
I'm
out
gonna
there.
drop down, friend.
Okay, take care,
Thank
hon.
you. Have
All
a
right, bye
good one.
bye.
Bye.
Hey, Kelly. I think I put you on mute. Let me fix it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
Hey,
unmuted myself.
Kelly.
Hi, friend. How are
How are
you?
Fine. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you. Thank you for having me up.
Of course.
I just actually wanted to kind of piggyback on the previous topic of Sylvia.
Wow.
So, so I was checking in with Sylvia a lot of the days because I was like, okay, she's out there. Let's just kind of see what she's got going on.
Hmm.
And it was just, I don't know, I have this problem of trying to understand people. And I just cannot get her. Like, she was not reporting anything, which I'm sure, people know that. Basically, she just goes out and kind of sits and kind of looks at everybody else. But the interesting part was, like, the other day I was listening to her in the morning. So she was really upset and kind of going through this thing with the people that were with her while she's on her travel into the courthouse. So she's going through these motions with the people about how, this was a big mistake. Now, of course, this was before the verdict. So this was a big mistake. Um, she's never going to come to another trial with a bunch of larger content creators, which immediately made me think about you, Nyla, um, Pam, because it's like, okay, this is what it is. Like, I don't know if she feels like she's competing with everybody. And then when she realizes she can't compete, she gets upset. But I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't really heard her say that before, but she said it like, I don't want to go to another trial. All these larger content creators, this was a big mistake. I'm not getting any money. I'm not getting super
And she said
chats.
2 months after the fact, I would have thought she'd have realized that 2 weeks in, when you're seeing when Armand and Tisa and like Simone showed up. I mean, Kim was going live from her home or from wherever she's traveling to. I mean, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that you had to be in New York, but clearly people who were boots on the ground got, you had an advantage because you were in the courtroom. But the people that weren't, because Simone was, let's say, 50-50, and she did her thing, and Pam was at home or on, if she was traveling or wherever she was reporting from, it was virtual in the clouds. And she did her, and I'm sure many others, right? So to your point, this trial was very sophisticated, and these are probably some of the best lawyers in the country. And federal court, it's a very sophisticated system, and maybe she didn't want to do the homework that included having to really read these documents and really dig in. Now, Armand did not do he did his version of his recaps were very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Didn't get into the muck and mire of trying to get into all kinds of documents and this and that. That's not what everybody does. Some people want to read documents. Some people will tell you what happened with the motions rather than reading the documentation or whatever. Or however people decide. Mel from I'm Not a Lawyer came from California, I think, for a week or whatever, a few days. Someone saying in the chat, just lazy. This was an opportunity for a lot of people to stretch their skill set. Nick talked about it. Lovely T didn't say that very much, but she was there for a couple of weeks. But Neek did say like this was different, it's Armand. People, I think, got an opportunity to use different aspects of their skill set and let them shine.
Yeah, I do. I think she got in the woods with maybe not knowing what to do, and when she could have just maybe doing what other people were doing, like maybe it wasn't your original thought to be in the courtroom, take notes, and run outside and talk about it, but maybe you should have picked up on that, like. And it seems like she sort of gets in the woods of not wanting to do what everybody else is doing. But if what everybody else is doing is making money and making sense, then why would you not do that?
Right.
But and then I think she's so kind of stuck on wanting to not take the side of the victim. Like something is going on with this lady.
She can't be back to real quick as far as the first point. There's nothing wrong with, I'm not going to say doing what everyone else is doing, because everyone else was making money. That's the number one thing that people were doing. They were doing their content to make money. However, at the end of the day, sometimes you think too much. Sometimes you're trying so hard. Just do. At the end of the day, you're there to tell your audience what happened. And then in that, you have your own style. Whoever said just lazy, I do feel like that's part of it. She doesn't want to have to work. And she likes, and maybe this, even though this was a little ghetto, but this is high level, this is high class billionaire ghetto. This is, I can pay for Putty Cat. And also I've been able to get away with Rock'em Sock'em, with my girlfriend, with my side piece. Nobody talks because my money works around here. My money pays everybody's bills, and nobody talks my business. So this is a different type of ghetto-ness. But at the end of the day, she's used to something very easy, something that she can just go live. This is okay. Another thing, she wants to set up a camera
Mm-hmm.
and just let the camera do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
This was a trial where you actually had to use your comprehension and your cognitive. You needed to sit and listen and be able to retell 8 hours of dialogue. At YSL, how was she successful at YSL? She had a camera sitting there doing the work for her,
Right.
and she cannot tell the story. She was not able to retell the story.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And she even said it was unfortunate. Now she did manage to I know y'all were talking about her making friends with the people on the other side. Well, and she said it, so I don't know if it's true. She said she was actually invited to the 4th of July barbecue
Girl.
in Miami.
I heard her say something about that, and she said, "I'm not participating in no freak off." Did you hear her say that? Am I lying? She said, "I'm
No,
not gonna be in
she
no
didn't.
freak off, y'all.
Right,
I'm not gonna
right,
be in no freak off."
right. She said she got invited to their barbecue. I don't know. I guess we could bet on if she would actually go to Miami and go, but
Girl, if she even stuck a pinky toe on Star Island, they would be like, "Which catering company are you with?
oh,
Are you with
Franco.
Uber? Are you here to pick somebody up? Can I help you?"
Oh my
Ma'am.
God.
So the same where Gloria Estefan and damn every who's who in Miami that lives on Star Island, they invited you to 2 Star Island?
Wow. Yeah, I
Because
mean,
keep
at
in
least
mind he
get the
owns
braids.
1 and 2 Star Island. He has 2 houses next door to each other. 1
Wow.
and 2.
Well, I would advise at least get the zebra braids back. I mean, at least
The
because
zebra braids.
at the very least, I mean, a little color would be okay too, but it doesn't seem like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I got to try to figure
Kelly,
out
she
how I
couldn't
can
put a
stop.
camera in the courtroom. The reason why she got what she got on her channel for YSL was because she got to put up a camera and just film it. There's no cameras in the courtroom, so you actually have to do the work and listen to tell the story. And I don't ever think she really recapped. She started to try to read the transcripts, and I think that was a flop. Come to find out, Diddy's family was passing out transcripts. So I don't know, not family, but the publicist,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, was in charge of giving out, because I guess they wanted to make sure that people had the actual word for the day
Oh,
and
wow.
had the accurate information, which is nice because some of us paid, I went some days where I paid, top dollar for transcripts. And so she thought she was going to read. I mean, some of these transcripts were over almost 300 pages a day.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people did read them, but I mean, I stopped paying for them because I was like, this is no point. I'm not going to do all this. I can't.
Right.
Not 300 pages. I'll just, you know what I'm saying? No. But I don't think with her abilities, she wasn't reading 300 pages of transcript, especially these people who have gone to some of the best universities and law schools. I mean, she's barely able to
Well, you
get off
remember
Nesto.
she tried to do a reenactment and she tried to ask people to come to the channel to play the parts. And so she'd have people to read with her. But I don't know how long that lasted. I don't go to her channel every day, but I'll just check in, see what's going on. I got a good laugh off of her trying to interview Charlucci. And
When was
that was
that?
crazy. It was at the beginning. It was like one of those very beginning day. I can forward it to you.
Yes,
But
please. You
yeah.
know, it's everything that she does. You guys, you know how God gives me favor and puts me in front of other people that you won't be able to? It's just the putting yourself above. It's
Yeah.
the lack of humility. It's the flip-floppery of the humility. It's the acknowledging that God is doing something for you that you couldn't have done yourself, which there's nothing wrong about that. That's humbling. However, when you take it and throw it in people's faces
Exactly. Yeah.
because you're his favorite, baby, you throw it right out the window.
Yeah. As if other
So,
people are not blessed. So,
right,
yeah.
I'm blessed and you're not.
Oh gosh.
It's
So
a mess. It's a mess.
I just wanted to throw that in because I had been looking at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You know,
I'm
to
so glad you called up and told me that. That's I'm not surprised.
yeah, I was only surprised to hear her saying it and to hear her kind of so I don't know, because I guess maybe it's another thing to put on her audience to go ahead and start giving money, but it's just like,
You think
well,
that was some dry baggery?
yeah, it was dry bakery and in with it. I think she was being honest that she was sad about that she didn't make the money, but she didn't do the work. She
She didn't
just
do the
didn't do.
work. I mean, as annoying as Tisa is, Tisa did what she needed to do and handled her audience. Armand, all the people who
Mhm.
did well, the guy with the suit that wears the hat all the time. Oh, I forget his name. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about with
Buddha.
glasses.
Yes.
Yes. He said he got 10,000 subscribers in the last 2 months. That's
Yeah.
amazing. He
Yeah.
came
That's
and
amazing.
had like about 6, 7,000. He's got like 18,000 now. Good for him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Absolutely.
he's out there working. I mean, you can't fault people. People are doing what they do to make something happen in their little niche. And if she's sitting around comparing herself to other people and what other people got and what she got, what did you do? You sat in the courtroom. You had a press pass that no one else had. Like not,
Mhm.
but you had a press pass that some had that others didn't.
She even has a bit of a relationship with those lawyers from YSL, and she would speak to them and not say anything else, not ask a question, not try to get like a 2, 3 question interview. Like, it's like, come on, lady.
You see, some
Nothing.
people were walking around the courtyard and just asking people questions. Come up with 3 to 5 questions and
Mhm.
ask 10 people, and you've got a whole entire episode, and do that every day.
Yeah.
You could ask the same questions every day, even if you're talking to some of the same people, and it's about that particular day, and every day is different, and people will start looking for that update because they like those questions, they want the information, they want the word on the street. So people who maybe were sitting in the courtroom and then just somebody passing by, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say it's not that hard, but it's, it comes down to it. Look, there's other people who were paying for hotels. So she can say, well, God gave me favor because I didn't have to pay for housing and I got to stay with my sister. Da, da, da. Let me tell you something. The people who had to make dollars make sense, who were paying for hotels,
Mhm.
paying for Airbnbs, do you think they had the luxury to not make money? They
No, they
had to
were
make dollars
hustling.
and cents.
They were
Because
hustling.
if
Yeah.
you're putting money up and out up front to be here, then you're going to make sure you make a coin. If
Mhm.
you are sitting for free at your sister's house and then you live at your daughter's house and you're just bumming it around and you don't really have responsibilities and I guess bills to pay, and it's an option for you to not make money, how are you going to sit there and complain and be mad because yes, Mims was in essence you said Mims said he has something in the works with Essence magazine. I forgot he
Mhm.
was in something else. He was in some publication a couple weeks ago. I was listening and he said, "Guys, we made it into," I forgot what it was. But yes, people have been making they've been making contacts and growing their platform, put it that way, right? The
Yeah.
people have the choice. Like when I do something, it's got to make it for it to make sense, it's got to make dollars. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's it. Sylvia had the luxury because she's bumming it to not have to make dollars. She's staying someplace for free. So she's not thinking I need to grind it out and make $2,000 this week. She's probably, oh, I didn't make any money. What? That's your own fault.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is, because I did check in with her enough to just kind of see, like, okay, maybe she's getting some interview with somebody today, and she just kind of never was. So, but yeah, I just wanted to add to that topic
Thank
of
you,
conversation.
Kelly. Girl,
Thank
and you did. That was very interesting. If you could send me that video, I would like to, and then the one from just the other day where she's complaining.
Oh yes, the morning commute.
The morning rant. Oh, was that the last day going in yesterday or was it the day before?
You know what? I can't remember if it was. I think it was the day before the final verdict. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll look for it and then I'll send it over.
Okay. All right,
What,
take care.
via like
Oh,
Instagram?
yeah, Instagram or my email. Instagram
Okay.
is good.
Okay.
I think we're following each other on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you. So nice to talk to you.
You too. Thank you, Kelly.
All
Okay,
right.
take care. All right,
Okay.
bye-bye. Guys, that was Kelly's wordy reactions. If you're not following our two last guests, you guys know Vicky right here. Vicky's got a channel. Kelly's wordy reactions. If you're not following, go show our girls some love. Bougiegang in the house coming through, and also additional channels. And if subscribe if you like. These are channels I subscribe to. Okay. You're not gonna always see me in the comment. I rarely comment, but I do subscribe. So yes. Every now and again, Kelly will tell you I have to go through and I don't think I've commented too much on Vicky's. Sometimes I'll see Vicky in some comments and be like, girl. On phone calls from prison, I just commented on you. Most definitely, even if the text is removed. I'm not surprised. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not surprised to hear that Sylvia was low key complaining. So back to Kelly's point about the dry beggary, it definitely could have been some dry beggary. Um, I don't know. I don't know. That woman is interesting to me. I think she probably does feel bad when you're seeing people excel and they're leaving having done some good things and advance their careers. You can't, to me, I'm not saying you have to go run around skippity doo dah, but being a hater about it isn't productive. That's not going to get you anything or anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, if people manage to be able to work their relationships to a positive outcome for them and she couldn't, that's unfortunate for her. I mean, there's really not a lot to say on that. Um, Let me see. I was going to show you guys something. I'm not sure. This is a good one too. This guy's channel right here, outside the Diddy trial, day 34.
What's going on,
He
y'all?
starts every
Day
episode just like
34
this on
of
the
the
side
Sean P. Diddy
street,
Combs
walking
trial.
up,
Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
and he
Let's go.
you see everybody. His camera is super crispy. So here's everybody. You just kind of see what's going on. His channel's called The Real Rap Show.
Top of the morning.
They're like, how's the song going? I think I showed you guys this. I feel like we went over here the other day, but if you have not seen this, I'm not saying just go to day 34, but if you want to see, it's like a documentary style. You see everybody. Everybody who was outside on them damn streets is right out here on the daily updates. It's like a 1 hour, pretty much it's, like a 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, just on his videos. It's not a live stream. So I forgot why we was going to that. I think there's that lady the lady who got kicked out right there. of the courtroom. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of everybody. This is all the action outside the courtroom. So if outside the courtroom was something that you were interested in, but there was, I feel like Sylvia was live. I feel like Sylvia was live and either yesterday or the day before, and she was talking about I lost my place. She was talking about the situation that happened with Tisa, and she went on mute. She knew she was getting ready to be messy, and she knew she was getting ready to talk about some stuff, and she went ahead, put herself on mute, and she's like, guys, I'm gonna have to do a members live to talk to you guys about it. But it's like, you have time to talk about the blogger drama, but this is major drama with Diddy and what's going on with the trial, what's going on with the actual verdict, and nothing on that, but just who was mad, who was getting yelled at outside the courtroom. And I mean, let's be honest, if you weren't so messy and she was really straight up and down about being messy, I guess she could have sat up there and told what was really going on and made that a thing. Quiet as it's kept. No, you cannot. You cannot believe everything that comes out of her head. That camera's yeah, very crispy, all the things. It's called The Real Rap Show. I'll drop a link. My bad. I hit the back button. Um anyway, this was fun. I'm so glad Kelly and Vicky came through. I appreciate y'all so much for coming through. That's a link to that particular episode. Subscribe where you want. I'm just making recommendations. That is a channel I'm subscribed to. Definitely go check out our girl Kelly over at Kelly's Wordy Reactions. Go check out our girl Vicky, most definitely. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I don't know if I'm gonna come live tomorrow. I might. My husband's gonna be home. So girl, you already know I'm gonna be running back and forth to the kitchen, cooking. Maybe in the morning. I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but we'll see. There might be something. You know what? Shoot, it's already 3 o'clock. Let me see if I can get my hands on the text messages from this week from Nesto and Sonia. Let me see. Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me see, because since it's a government office, they should be open till 5 o'clock. Let me send a quick request and see if I can get some text messages and see if there's anything that we need to be talking about. Some freedom is coming soon. Other than that, I'm gonna let y'all go. Girl, they have me in that damn kitchen. What's that? I'd ask her to spell and define steal forward and back with 3 examples. Love how CC promote each other. Oh, she should channel Donut. LOL. What happened with Donut? I just realized that was him out there. I kind of learned his channel with the Naziah Harris stuff, and then Ratchet. I know both of their channels from Naziah Harris situation. I didn't realize that was Donut. And I still feel like when I say his name, I'm not saying it right. I didn't realize that was him until I realized, like, oh, okay, that's who that is. Okay. Top Chef. Oh, I need to get my menu together for tomorrow. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna look in the freezer first and get some stuff out tonight. That's what I think I might do. I might go before 7 and go get a nice big ginormous steak and some lobster tails from Sam's and whatever else is in the freezer, and make something out of that instead of buying a whole bunch of stuff, because I know we've got hot dogs. I know we have whiting. I might make, I'm probably going to make some coleslaw. I think I'm going to make some cold salads. I'm going to make coleslaw. I'm going to make cowboy caviar. And I think a small potato salad. I'm not making macaroni and cheese because nobody's going to eat it but me. And we're not going there. I might make some baked beans. And of course we're having chicken. And that's going to be the food for the weekend. We cook tomorrow. My husband grills, and then I make my little cold salads, coleslaw, cowboy caviar, and potato salad. And I might marinate some red onions, maybe some guacamole. I'm just going to make cold things. And cowboy caviar, you'll love it. You'll love it. Cowboy caviar is black beans, corn, red onions, cilantro, lime juice, your favorite seasoning. I'll use some like taco seasoning, something with a little bit of kick to it. What am I forgetting? It's good. You can eat it with chips. You can put it on your meat. Very, very good. And then take some red onions and slice them on your mandolin. Put a spoon of sugar, a little salt and pepper, and then put some lime juice on it and put it in a jar and seal the jar and let it stay in the fridge until your onions turn purple. And it's so good. It's really, really good. Some pickled onions. I like to make shrimp ceviche and scallop and mango ceviche. That sounds good. I brought pounds of cilantro. Have no idea why. Because you're going to make some cowboy caviar. You can also do it with mango too. But mango is, I love mango, but I don't like to have to take it apart, cut it up, all the things. I like to just eat it. But yeah. So, yes. You can not put avocado in cowboy caviar if you want to. But if you're going to have something with chips or something tomorrow, it's good with like your tortilla chips. But like I said, it's good with fish. It's good on chicken. It's like a good cold side item, almost like you would eat it like coleslaw. So yummy. If you like black beans and corn, you'll like it. What else? That's my menu. I want to cook. I want to get everything done tomorrow. And then we'll eat that tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. And then I won't have to cook until Monday. If done with mango, it can't be extra ripe. No, it has to be a little bit on the tart side. So if you've got mangoes that aren't ready yet, those are the best mangoes. Thank you for making that point. Absolutely. Too ripe is going to give you a mushy salad. So yes, very good. Thank you for making that distinction. My grandma used to make marinated crabs on the summer holidays too. Yeah, because it's so, somebody said to me once that mango is like a punchy peach. And it stayed with me because I love peaches and it is a punchy peach. I love mango so much and it's such a punchy peach. So good. Oh my God. I love mangoes. She's like, I don't like mango. It's like a punchy peach. And I was like, that's why I like it. Because it is a punchy peach. So good. Anyway, guys, this was fun. I'm glad we had a chance to talk. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Tony, thank you. Mom's the boss, period. And Dre's Runt Over Crocs. Thank you guys. Thank you to everybody who was here. I'm gonna miss the Diddy trial. It was fun. I mean, I'm sure it's not fun for Diddy. But I mean, he's got to pay you do the crime, you pay the time. And he's gonna need to learn to not put his hands on people. He's got how many daughters? 4 daughters. And you got 3 sons. First of all, you wouldn't want your sons doing what you're doing. You don't want your sons out there doing all these drugs and messing around and he would not want for the boys what he's got going on right now. That's number 1. Number 2, he would not want for his daughters, who he has invested top dollar in their educations and to be fine young ladies, to deal with what he has put out there on someone else's daughters, right? He's got to get himself together. He just does. And this is going to be good for him to get some therapy. It's going to be good for him. So hopefully somebody is going to be able to just get him out of his head, for him to even if he deals with someone over the phone, he needs to get his shit together. And that's it. That's all. I think he is salvageable. Aren't we all, aren't we all salvageable? I think he can get it together. But for him, I think Agnifilo trying to waste time on getting him bond right now. Diddy needs to focus, put his head down and handle his business. And that way he can come out and still have a coin. Trying to, yeah, that's it. That's all. Michael Madsen. Hold on. Michael Madsen. Hold on. Wait. Michael Madsen. What? No. No, I can totally see it because he seemed like he enjoyed a bottle or two. Hold on a second. If you don't know who Michael Madsen is, he was in Kill Bill 2. Was he in Kill Bill 1 too? He was in Kill Bill 1 also. Michael Madsen, was he also in Reservoir Dogs? Okay. He always kind of played a troubled soul type guy. Very sad. He's such a good actor. Kill Bill is one of my absolute favorite movies. Reservoir Dogs was so good. But Kill Bill, when he's about to shoot Uma Thurman, because Uma Thurman is coming to get the Hansu, the sword, the infamous sword that they're all hunting down. And he says, I'm going to pump you full of salt right now. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for a minute. And he's sitting there in the trailer and he's loading it up and he's getting ready to shoot her. Oh, so good. That's one of my favorite. I love Kill Bill, the whole series. So good. Well, R.I.P. Michael Madsen. I don't know what it is. I'm not a watermelon person. I can small doses. This is what I found about watermelon. Last year, I found myself eating watermelon randomly, and I don't normally eat watermelon like that. But what I did was, I would open up the watermelon, and I just took a big spoon and scooped it out. I would scoop it out and put it into Rubbermaid tote, like a, kitchen Tupperware. And it would get nice and juicy, and it was so much easier to serve it. I did end up eating it because normally I won't eat it at all. But I just got tired of it taking up so much room in the refrigerator that I would just buy it and bust it down and put it in a and everybody, they would eat it like so much faster, but the juice it gave, we didn't lose a lot of juice in the refrigerator and get all sticky and stuff. Busting it down, I just wanted to say bust it down, and busting it down like that just made it yummy. So if you don't do that, do it. It makes a difference. Get yourself a couple of, like you know, a big container so you can put your whole thing in there, and it does make it easier to manage. And when you're ready for some watermelon, all you got to do is just scoop it out and put it in a bowl or put it in like a cup, and you're good, rather than let me cut off a slice. Now I got to wipe down the counter. Now I'm going to eat it with my hands, and watermelon juice dripping all the way down to your elbows, and it's just messy. Maybe that's why I don't like it that much, but I enjoyed it so much more just being able to scoop it out and help myself to some and put the cap on it and put it away. So, and then also if you want to throw some in the blender to make a drink, you can do that very easily. And you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It just makes it easier to manage. Add liquor. Okay. Okay. Add liquor. It's a holiday weekend, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might see you guys back tonight. If PCFP puts out something tonight, I'm not saying that they are, but let's just say they do. I'll see you later or tomorrow morning. Okay. All right, you guys. I love you guys. You guys are so much fun. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about all the things. I might come back. Who knows? It's early. It's still early. I really want some pizza so bad. That's so random, but I asked Farrah if she wanted some pizza, and she was like, "No." I love it cut into chunks. Okay, you guys. You guys take care. I'm gonna let y'all go. This is my goodbye for the third time. Okay. Bye, Bougie Gang. See you later.